Okay, well, hello, my dudes. So, usually I like discussing spicy topics like misogyny in ads and how to fight it, but today we're going with something lighter, something simpler, but still powerful, as you can see. Basically, we all know that in UA, video is the king pretty much, but what I've noticed is that static ads are quite underutilized in general, and I would probably like to inspire you a little bit to potentially include it into your creative testing strategy. So, what we will cover today, I will do a quick intro about myself so you know who's that girl. Then we'll talk about the benefits of testing static ads and all the things that I just mentioned. Then, of course, I will also speak about some main challenges, but also how to overcome them. And because I don't like being theoretical, I will show you actual case studies from Gamehouse, which is the studio I'm working for. So, this is me wearing the same sweater as you can see. I'm Katherine, my pronouns are she, her. I'm located in Kaunas, so not far from here. I've been in gaming for about five and a half years, which feels like a decade to be honest. And currently I'm working with Gamehouse, a UI manager plus, I would say there, because I try to have a holistic approach to UA. I work with creatives, with ASO, and all of those things. And before that, I was leading a UA and marketing team here at Tutortunes. Anyone from Tutortunes in the studio? Yeah, hello. And some alumni here I also know. Cool. I'm also a Women in Games ambassador, and a little plug in here if anyone wants to organize an event here in Lithuania highlighting women and other underrepresented communities in games, please let's connect, let's do this. I really want to do it, but I cannot do it alone. And I am a crazy pet lady. I am owning this title. I want to see all the photos of all of your pets. That's pretty much me. So, actually, before we talk about the unsung hero, the JPEG or PNG, let's remind ourselves why we're actually even testing creatives in UA. So depending on who you ask, you may get a slightly different answer. Some will tell you that we will need to find the lowest CPI or the highest IPM or the highest ROAS. Others will focus on testing new concepts versus the old winners. Others may say that, no, I want to actually get an answer for a specific question. At the end of the day, it all comes back to having a better risk and cost control, eliminating creative fatigue, and ultimately improving our overall UA results. So knowing that and putting an emphasis on better risk and cost control, let's see how static ads, so images, can help us here. Yeah. Okay, so benefit number one, pretty straightforward. It's cleaner testing. Videos are great. They give rich experiences, they provide valuable user journeys, but it's just a little too much information sometimes. It's a lot of things moving, sounding, changing. And static ads tend to convey only one message. So in a way, it's easier to make conclusions out of it. I would say that it is especially valuable if you're working with motivators, like player motivations, like we do, or similar methodology, because you can not imagine how many times on our brainstorms we had this discussion. Or is this video a challenge? Or is it a competition? Or is it a community? And different people will see different things in this video because there are just so many elements. And this still may happen with a static ad, of course, but because it's one little thingy, it minimizes our own biases. Kind of stemming from here is also really helpful for recognizing patterns. And I would argue that recognizing patterns is even more important in creative testing than just testing creative A versus creative B versus creative C. So just a speculative example, let's say you tested a shit ton of ads, of static ads, and over some time, looking at this whole landscape of ads, you can see, actually, this layout is working really well. Like you already see the pattern. Or you can see that, okay, this color combination, blue and green, for example, seems to be winning over and over again, not depending on the theme or what you're actually conveying with the ad. So it's really, really easy to spot these repeating patterns on a grander level of things. And the next benefit, as simple as that, It is just faster and cheaper to create statics. From a business point of view, it makes total sense. You produce them fast, you test fast, you fail fast, you succeed fast, you learn fast. You're the kitty. Okay, the next benefit is that it will actually give you really nice, valuable insights for your ASO. Of course, you can employ A/B testing tools and Google or App Store solutions to test actual screenshots or actual feature graphic or actual icons. But I think this is an additional data point, and it's also sometimes faster to test ads rather than screenshots. So yeah, it may give you a huge dose of inspiration for your screenshots, feature graphics, and live ops cards. I am highlighting live ops cards in here because if you are not using live ops cards, yes, you need to start. And basically testing live ops cards through your regular ads is kind of the best we can do now because Google yet doesn't have a testing solution for live ops cards. Maybe in the future, but for now, this is what we got. And the obvious one, well, you will actually get static ads that you can still use. And here I would also highlight one thing also from Google that we are seeing more and more static placements on Google Play via Google UAC. They are becoming more and more visible. We're getting lots of impressions and we're getting lots of valuable users here. And again, you can just use them. KK. But as I said, not everything is so rosy and rainbows and unicorns. The statics will not fix all of your problems. And the main challenge will be the results non-transferability, meaning probably those who work in UA, they know this pain. And this is basically asking the questions, will the video that we base on the static perform the same as the static? Will it perform good on other geos or other ad networks? Will it work for other optimization goals? I will note, though, that this is the questions and concerns for all creative testing. It's basically, as I said, the main pain of a UA manager. You run a creative test, you see a clear winner, it is rocking, then you roll it out to BAU campaigns to other geos, and it fails. So that happens in all creative testing processes, but it may happen here as well. But as I said, I will not leave you hanging with just problems and negative things. I will try to inspire you how you can overcome those challenges. So, number one, basically the basic rules of any A/B testing is know what you are testing and try to focus on one thing at a time. It is especially, again, important if you're working with motivators, and you need to make sure that your motivator or theme that you really want to test is extremely clear in the image. Basically, if you ask 10 people, 9 of them should tell you in 5 seconds what you're trying to convey. Of course, ideally, you need to define which primarily KPI you are aiming to improve. Games are different. They may have different goals. So that's why you need to know what you're trying to improve. Again, is it IPM? Are you trying to attract more users or higher quality users? Another tip that I have for you is that you can actually minimize the risks by testing, instead of basing a whole new ad on your best static creative, is to test it as an intro on an evergreen creative. This will, again, minimize the kind of shorten the pipeline, drive down the production costs, but because this is the first few seconds, it will give you the very valuable insights whether it works or not, and then you can go to the next stage. Also, combine learnings. Don't run a few tests, forget about the winner, forget about the learnings, run new ones and completely disregard the previous ones. Bundle and learn on both mistakes, fails, and successes. And my last point may sound a little bit counterintuitive, but actually do listen to your gut. It's not just intuition, it comes from years and years, and for some people, decades of working in the industry and of your expertise and knowledge. Cool. Now, as promised, I will show you some actual examples of how we used this approach. For the past, I would say, 6 months, we are actively using it, and it's proven really, really successful in our case because we're also quite a small team, so we really need to be super cost efficient. Okay, so we had this static, kind of your regular choose your hero type of static where you had to pick a chef. Yeah, this is, by the way, for our main title, Delicious World, which is a cooking time management game with a story. So that's why you will see a lot of food. And we basically saw that, yeah, we saw an 8% increase in IPM and almost 8% decrease in CPI, which is amazing. That's what we want to see. More people for cheaper. So what we did is, first of all, we did a ton of different variation of it. And we also based a new video add-on on here. By the way, this is a GIF. The quality is better on actual ads. We don't have these weird thingies. So, and what we are doing here is we actually are combining the learnings that we have. We know that this ad is working really well and we want to test it as a video. But we also know that that these parts that go here with kind of action ones, these are the parts of our previous winner. So we already know that this ad is working as well. And we also know 100% that adding this gameplay also works all the time. So we're combining 3 main learnings, 2 old ones and 1 new, to make kind of a new ad. I don't have actual numbers here, but this ad, it didn't outperform like the top winner, but it is on par with the best performing ads currently. Then we also had a similar looking ad, kind of, when we challenged our players to connect the foods with the flags. And we also saw a similar trend when it came to IPM and CPI. So that was a candidate for the next iteration, meaning bringing it into a video form. And here we kind of took a slightly different approach. We took the idea, we didn't take the the layout as we did in the previous one, but we took the idea and we took the color scheme. And we basically made this ad where you travel the world and try to match the cuisines, because it is also in the game actually. Okay, that was mainly it from my side, but before I finish, I would like to remind you that, okay, I showed how this pipeline looks from the beginning to an end, but in the reality, it's never the case. Your creative optimization and your creative strategy is always going like this, and it's constant, and in reality, it looks more like that, rather than you go from a static to video to ASO. ASO may give you insights for your creative's product. You can give insights for product. It is just all interconnected and you cannot ignore it. And yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you for your listening. Be kind and support those fighting for their freedom.